Hi, this is Exploring with Em and Stu.
I'm Em.
And I'm Stu.
And today we've come down to Suffolk again to St Andrew's Church in Covehithe.
Sat in a remote spot on the Suffolk coast, just a few miles north of the seaside town of Southwold, is the impressive semi-ruined church of St Andrew's. Unusual in the fact that nestled inside the great medieval ruins walls sits a smaller 17th century church. The once glorious original 15th century building, with its striking tower, used as a landmark for sailors along the coast, was built by the incumbent William Yarmouth. But with the village's population never exceeding 300, the upkeep of such a large church was too much for such a tiny village at the time, and in 1672 the parish was given permission to remove the roof and build a much smaller church against the west tower, less than 200 years after it had been built. The newer 17th century church is still in use, while the ruins of the medieval church are maintained by the church's Conservation Trust, and sits as a reminder of a period in history when Suffolk had many thriving coastal villages whose prosperity has declined in the centuries since. But the splendour of this church must not be taken for granted, for it awaits an almost certain fate caused by coastal erosion, which has previously seen the loss of several Suffolk churches before it. The sad fact is that in 50 years' time, this church will likely no longer be here. By then, the sea would have carried it away.
Right, so I hope you like that information about St Andrew's here. We're going to take a little look around, do a bit of an explore and show you some of the interesting features that they've got here.
Right, so let's go. Okay, so we just put this on the scan a little while ago, and it's quite interesting. It's
Sundial.
a sundial, yeah. It's like I think it's
a remembrance.
It's a remembrance one, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know who this chap was, Alistair Simpson, but he was obviously quite an important person.
Yeah, but
such well kept, isn't it, this graveyard?
it is well kept, but I mean, look at that angle through there. I mean, that's lovely, isn't it? It is a really nice church. I mean, we can't say a lot about it because we've already said a lot about it.
Yeah.
But we can have a little look inside. So if we come and have a look. So this part of the church here, as we said in the video, was built in the 1700s.
Yeah, this was 1672. The actual original medieval church, as you can see, the tower is part of the medieval church as well.
Yeah, they might have built this church out the same brick maybe, or the same stone.
They could have taken some of it apart.
Yeah, I mean, some of it's, I mean, look at these window arches are amazing. I mean, this place was a proper, like, big church.
It was. It just goes to show how these coastal villages really deteriorated, didn't they?
Oh, absolutely.
For them to be able to afford to build such a massive church.
Yeah, absolutely.
But of course, you know, they didn't need it after all those years, and they were just left with this little one that they built.
But they were using the
well, as I said, they kept the tower because it was a bit of a beacon for the ships, as we're right near the coast here.
that's it. And you've got the traditional wheelie bin.
Yeah.
It's a good feature of
it a bit, isn't it?
yeah, just a little bit. And
but there's no rubbish
drainage
around, so that's good.
No, it's always something about rubbish, isn't there, when we come to these places? But this is a really well kept place.
Yeah.
So what we'll do, we've got a few people here at the moment. We don't want to disturb them what they're doing, so we'll go around the other side. Okay, so we're coming through here now. This is obviously a part of the newer church,
1600s,
yeah.
But you can see the original ground. You can see
Yeah.
how big it would have been. Massive archways, I guess.
And look at the pillars. I mean, you can see the pillars here. Look at that, just there, absolutely massive. And it's very impressive. It's really impressive. But you can sort of see where they were coming from with the idea of here, because obviously it was made obsolete.
Yeah.
You know. But
Reformation as usual, isn't it? That's sort of when this was originally.
we go to a lot of the Reformation places, unfortunately. It is a little bit windy here, but a little secret, we actually came here to check this place out, about 2 weeks ago, and we actually managed to get the footage for the drone done. Yeah. Yes. We're getting better. Yeah, so I mean, you look at that. I mean, from this angle here, it's a bit dark because the sun's not in the best place, but it's looking.
That chancel on that is massive.
It's a massive, yeah, it's
There's
massive.
a few interesting bits down there. So
which
isn't it?
I think we'll take you down there now.
We'll go and have a look.
Right, okay, so we're coming up to this part here, which looks like it was going up to a next floor.
This isn't something we always see, is it?
We don't always
But
see
you
it.
can actually access the steps still.
That's pretty cool, because normally these got bars over them
Yeah.
and all that lot. But I will be sending Emma up there, and I'll get a nice scan of her, just where she'll be popping her head just through there.
We were trying to decide what it was, whether it was some sort of viewing platform, or private sort of, where maybe somebody who was a bit rich went up there. Often the kings had their own little area, didn't they? But I don't think that's the case in
I don't
this
think
case.
that was the kings were here on this one. But we're going to come through here now, and this is where we reckon the crypt is, and it was here obviously, and the vaulted ceiling. So we're going to quickly show you. Look at that, the part of the vaulted ceiling there. That is actually
see it very well.
pretty incredible, and you can see it coming across here.
It's a shame. I guess it got
And
filled in, I suppose.
it would have been filled in, but it would have had steps here, and you would have gone down here, and this is where the twist would have been.
That's what we think, isn't it?
I reckon the twist is there, that it goes down. So this would have been a higher platform over this side, which we will take you through now. Follow Emma. I'm not showing your bum this time, Emma, the camera's facing the right way. But yeah, unfortunately we've seen
Actually, you can. The crypt was
here because the vaults. Absolutely.
So that would have come down into a doorway, which
Yep.
is obviously very much sunken now. And the crypt would have been huge.
All this. So I
What we
mean,
think, anyway.
unfortunately there is stones on the floor, but me and Emma was just saying a minute ago there was people here climbing all over it, and we were just like, oh.
Like sat here for 600 years.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden stones start falling off. I'm not saying they did all that, but there's other people. But I mean, look at that. Look at them windows.
But they were all stained glass windows.
All
weren't
stained
they?
glass.
And
And they would have been broken out because this was Catholic at the time.
Yeah.
The Reformation would have broken all the stained glass out and destroyed it, and then turned it into a Christian
As I may
church.
have already said, most of the people who lived around here were actually Protestant.
Yeah.
So to have a church like this, I don't think they were very keen anyway. So I think they were quite happy actually when the chap came along
And
got
destroyed it.
Got rid of a lot of the features, unfortunately.
But we've got another little room here. I don't know what this might have been a vestry.
Yeah, this is probably a little vestry, isn't it?
A little vestry area,
Yeah.
possibly.
Looks like it was almost added on there, doesn't it? Because that window was partly blocked up.
Partly blocked up, yeah. Possibly, we don't know.
We're not
And obviously
experts in
we've got
churches.
these holes and that are
We don't really know
now
what
being
they are.
featured. So
Alright, well, we'll carry on and we'll see what else we can find.
yeah, there is other people in here. So the other voices ain't other explorers to do with us. But yeah, we'll have a look around, and we'll see you in a sec. Right, okay, so this was the, what church is this again?
This was St Andrews.
St Andrews.
At Covehithe.
They're either All Saints or St Andrews, and
Yeah,
they
or
always,
St Mary's,
or
yeah.
St Mary's. But we've had a really good time here. We hope you really enjoyed all the footage that we've managed to put together over the last couple of weeks that we've done it.
We've been in Suffolk for a little while now.
Yeah, so we've done a little bit of Suffolk. So hopefully, when you search on YouTube, Suffolk stuff will come up with us, because all the Norfolk stuff does. But we've really enjoyed it, so we hope to see you again.
Okay
So,
then, well
as from
thanks for watching.
Exploring with Em and Stu.
Bye.
Bye.